So it's the end of the day, and you worked really, really hard and even really, really smart. And the last thing that you feel like doing is cooking. Let's talk about it. Back in a minute. Good morning. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City. Saves money, and I love, love, love helping people to keep some more of their own hard earned money. Best wishes for a happy and healthy new year. How's everybody doing today? I hope that you're doing well. I want to talk to you today about those inevitable days where you either tied up on the phone all day long or some frustrating paperwork came in the mail that you had to reply to, like yesterday, for example. Just one of those hectic, crazy days. Or you get a phone call you didn't mean to be on as long as you did. I mean, nothing was wrong with the call. It's just that the time went by way faster and you have more phone call than time of day. You know what I mean? And sometimes we get mentally and physically drained by all of the above events and even so many more that I don't have room enough to mention. And what do? The temptation is there. The temptation to reach out to that phone, you know what I'm saying? And make that tempting phone call, which inevitably means you're going to call in some food. It inevitably means you're going to be spending a good deal of money on a tip. Now, don't get me wrong. If one could afford that, be my guest, have a great day, no big deal. But for those of us that are struggling, trying to make ends meet, you know the deal. So let's try to avoid that temptation. I have a few of my own favorites that I like to go to from my either active pantry or my stockpile pantry food items. Basically, the premise of it is this: the foods are basically pretty much done. But the thing is, you need either little or no extra work to put the meal together. Basically, one is literally, well, we're just putting it together, just like that, literally putting it together. All right, so you're just basically doing that. So here's the great news. This is why, again, here we go again. It's so good to stockpile some prepared foods. It is okay to eat prepared foods. I'm going to give you one of my absolutely favorites. Okay. And that is, that canned beef stew, the good quality one. Now, some people have the store brand. I've not tried the store brand. I've always had the nationally known brand. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with the store brand of this. So basically, it's canned beef stew. And they have a generous amount of veggies in it, a generous amount of meat in it. It's all done up. I enjoy that every once in a while. Heat it up and pour it over some egg noodles. So all I'm really doing is heating up the prepared canned stew and I'm pouring it over just egg noodles that, what did I do? Boil it for a few minutes. Okay, so that's a complete meal. You got your carbs, you got your veggies, you got your protein, all done. Hello. What does it take? 10 minutes of my life? No big deal. Perfect for those nights. Remember I showed you those complete meals by the Hormel company? Oh, just recently, as a matter of fact, I found myself, I like to have my dinner anywhere between 4 p.m., which is kind of on the early side, prefer to eat early, 4 p.m., between 4 p.m. and 5:30. That particular night, certain things held me up and I didn't eat my dinner and it was like pushing 7:15. I was like hungry but also tired. And I don't want to enter that hangry stage, like when you're in between hungry and you're gonna get angry at any old thing because you didn't eat yet. So then the light bulb went off. It says, Jan, you got all of those Hormel complete meals, and I needed comfort food that night. So I grabbed one of the meatloaf and mashed potato ones. Hello, just heat and eat. I cannot tell you. And I eat it right from its original container because that's what you get to do with it. You could either microwave it or remove it if you don't have a microwave. What I do is I remove it and I put it in my skillet with a little bit of nonstick spray. And in about 2 to 3 minutes, it is heated up enough for my taste. I put it back into the original bowl that it came in, and I eat right out of that bowl. I clean out that bowl, and I pack that bowl in the recycling bin. Hello. I mean, that is like the perfect go-to. Just saying, just saying. Strongly suggest you pick those up. Okay, another one that I now this is gonna probably rank as one of the best things that I ever put in my stockpile. I'm not even kidding you because I call this the gift that keeps on giving. Now, who started me on this was Patty from the Life with Patty channel. And by the way, Patty, just to mention, thank you for your gorgeous card. Gorgeous. You are so freaking talented. Love you, gal. We were like the originals. I mean, like we both started our channel like literally like within a couple of months. The same with Ellen from Ellen's Abundant Life. Unless I will never forget Patty and Ellen, we all started at the same time. We just have like this special thing. But I just want to say, oh my gosh, Patty, thanks to you, because Patty had sent me a long time ago, back in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Well, yeah, 2020. She sent me those, those like tuna pouches. And the ones that she sent me were flavored. I always had tuna pouches that were unflavored, but she sent me the flavored ones, and I learned to like certain flavors really, really good. So in general, if you're going to invest in anything in your stockpile, in general, I'm not a fish fan except for tuna fish. I do like tuna fish, and I do like maybe fillet of flounder or something like that. And of course, coconut shrimp. So I guess there are three things in the fish seafood area that I would eat. Okay. Now, make a long story short, let me tell you some thank you, Patty, for that. So I got in the habit of stocking up in those pouches. So I stocked up on about, I don't know, there was like a great price on them about a year back. And by the way, they have a very, very long shelf life, longer than I ever dreamed of. So I was so surprised to see that. So I had purchased about 15 or 20 packs about, I don't know, a year and a half back. Every once in a while, when I get that tuna craving, what I do a really shortcut way. Since those pouches have very little water in them, okay, try to like squeeze out whatever water's in them, in a separate bowl and, throw it away. Then what I do is I simply layer that from the pouch onto a piece of my favorite bread. And then I'll take some of my favorite garlic parsley, shake it on top. And then I'll spread some mayonnaise on the other bread. I'll put it over, and within what, 5 minutes, I got a meal. Perfect for those harrowing days and nights when you just don't have the time. You know what I'm saying? You know where I'm going with this? All right. The next thing is what I call the no fuss, no muss, no dice, no dicing, no chopping, no anything. So you don't have to slice, dice, or chop to make this quote, end of quote, homemade chicken soup. It's not totally homemade. You're making it in your house, but it's not totally homemade. What I love about it, there's no slicing or dicing involved. It's done very rapidly. Now, this is where your canned boneless chicken comes in very handy. So what you could do is you could put the whole thing in, including its juices, okay, in a couple of cupfuls of water, maybe one bouillon cube. Then you get your canned mixed vegetables, or if you have them in the freezer, you could take those out too. You could just get the mixed vegetables or just add your favorite. If you only prefer carrots and onions, you might want to put one fresh ingredient, and that's optional. For example, if you have a little bit of leftover onion, you just want to dice up a little bit of onion, all optional. But if you just want to just toss in everything and just throw it in, you got yourself like a soup, okay? And I enjoy that type of soup, for example, with if I have already cooked rice in the refrigerator, just throw it in. How easy, how fast is that? I mean, it is so fast, it is a joke. And another trick, those like soups that they call chunky type soups? Okay. Those are really, really good if you just want to like make an assembly of, and basically all you're doing is assembling things. You're assembling things, cook things, prepare things. So let's say you get like one of those chunky chicken type soups, the kind of a little bit thicker. Okay. So you could get like all those creamy soups, and you could pour that over rice and sort of make like an easy casserole like that. You're literally just assembling things. Okay. So here's a challenge. If you go to your own stockpile, your own pantry, What would you put together to make yourself an amazing meal? Literally, all you're doing is assembling items together. Or you just might take only that can of stew, and that's good enough for you. You don't have to add it over anything. I just like to, slightly jazz it up a little bit, but everybody's got their own taste. Some people are perfectly happy having that, let's say, some crackers on the side or whatever. All I know is this, is that the ends justify the means in this case. The end being my tummy is full. I was hungry, I was tired, and I did not feel like slicing, dicing, and chopping at 7 p.m. That's just me because I start faltering after about 5, 6 o'clock at night because I get up super early. So by 5, 6 o'clock, I am really tired. Let me know how you handle your meals when you're really tired and you want to avoid that temptation of making that phone call. You know, the phone call that we like to make. And by the way, I really do highly recommend always keeping a frozen pizza in the house. Sometimes all you want to do is toss that thing or a chicken pot pie from the freezer in your oven, kick back, take a minute for yourself, watch TV while it's cooking, take it out, you got your meal. Did I say these are the healthiest meals? No, I never proclaimed that. Did I say they are the fastest, less expensive route to go? Yes. And sometimes you have to go out at night. You don't want to have to spend that extra money on the road eating out. All these things add up, I'm telling you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the comment section below how you handle trying to avoid that temptation to picking up that phone call and spending good money on tips. Let me know in the comment section below. Take good care. Oh, by the way, if you found value in this video, let me know by clicking the like button. Take good care, everybody. Bye-bye.